representative in the National Assembly. That is a big honor. It is not an easy thing for one like me, being radical, to represent a very humble, gentle, and quite extremely gentle person like Zannan Bungudu. I believe Dr. Hamza has done more justice to the topic than anyone could. The issue of insecurity has greatly affected northern Nigeria more than what other crises have done previously. There is nothing devastating that affected the northern Nigeria like the insecurity itself, particularly the current situation we're having. When we had Maitazine, it was peculiar to Kano. The Zango Katab was in Kaduna and other locations. Even though it is believed that the epicenter of the crisis is Zamfara, but no one goes anywhere in the northern Nigeria with a settled mind. This is a very big problem, and unfortunately, like he said, it will take time to heal. That is, even if it is possible. It is possible to born children, more children, but can any mother born a professor that is killed by one bullet in the act? Not to mention women raped, quite very devastating things. So the issue of insecurity has affected the northern Nigeria more than anything, like I said. Loss of lives, many lives were lost across the northern part of the country. The economic consequences, people were compelled to leave their places of where they have means of livelihood, where they are used to living. They destroy their investment, trade, and other businesses. They will be compelled to migrate to other places where they have no one or nothing. They will have to start the life from scratch. That is not going to be easy for a normally polygamous nature of our people, because the dominant population is Muslim, and we are used to having more wives, more than one wife. So imagine you have a situation, you'll be left with no choice. You just have to pick the ones that can come with you. Definitely, a father of 10 children, 3 wives, cannot carry his 3 wives and children. He has to sacrifice some. So how do you recover that? It's not easy. It's not going to be that easy. And the economic, like I said, the economic consequences, their means of livelihood has been destroyed. They will have to start it from scratch. That's why we see them begging, because you are compelled to leave. For example, Kanoma, you move to Gusau, you have nobody in Gusau. Or the person you are expecting to see may be having his own problems. Because they are our major source of livelihood used to be farming. How many people go to farm now? It's not just possible. We are all scared of going to the farm. You can't go to the farm 2 kilometers away from the city. So what can you farm? So there will be food insecurity, obviously. And that by extension leads to so many things. Because with farming, you get employment. It's a source of livelihood. Some people would engage in farming, you engage people trading, buying and selling, a lot of things come from farming. But once it's not taking place, so it's not going to be easy for human survival. Insecurity has also had a profound impact on social services, including education, healthcare. Primarily, security is the number one thing, because you can't go to school if the society is not secure. A lot of schools were closed during our time, during Matola's time. A lot of schools were closed. And up to now, there are places that the school building is used for bandits. The bandits use the school building for their own engagements. So, no education, you can't have proper health care, because it's not going to be magic. You can't just learn it by seeing. And by extension, what do you think? They phase out the personnel we have and eventually have nothing. So we'll be left on our own. So I believe nothing has damaged enough as the insecurity has done to the northern Nigeria. And to be open to you, no government, even though it's the responsibility of the government to provide some amenities and some things, particularly security, but no government can do it alone. And why we always have problems is because of the insincerity in most of our politicians. Dr. Hamza has made some statistics that what happened going by the outcome of the IG's committee, that was in 2019. Imagine how many people are killed from 2019 to date. Imagine even last week, 38 people were massacred in Banga. And of the recent, the father of the current SSG was attacked. And members of his family were kidnapped. Imagine the boy that led the team. I don't think he's up to 35 years old. So what society are we breeding? What kind of youth are we bringing up? But in my own sentiment, I still believe most of these people are having this because they have not been to school. Once you are educated, you pass the litmus test of succeeding in life. Your success may be delayed, but by His grace, you eventually get a job, you settle. So it is necessary for us to give our own contribution. Like I said, some policies, when a sitting governor does something, the only thing we can do better is to challenge the government for what it is doing. And when we come on board, we can't do half of it. It was the same during Matawali. That network was seized. A lot of policies aimed at bringing an end to the situation. But Zamfara alone cannot do it, because we have ungoverned spaces around Zamfara that could serve as a hatchery to the criminals. Even though some operate in the inside towns, but mostly outside in and ungoverned spaces. Imagine the forest in Ansado and other deserted places where no government exists. It's a free land for them. So I believe we all have to contribute. We just have to contribute our own by refusing to participate. One, bringing out or reporting. If you are scared, find someone you can relate to. Even though the security agencies are not different, some of them are involved in this kind of things. Even in the committee, Dr. Hamza mentioned, a lot of district, village heads and emirs were involved. So who is free? The only free person is the person that has a clear mind that you yourself, you can't allow yourself to participate in that kind of thing. Because you are not only destroying yourself, your family, your community, your region, but eventually your nation. And one annoying thing, if you get involved in this kind of a thing, no matter how long it takes, history will still keep the record that you are a bad person. And I believe you will not be doing justice to your children, giving them bad name from the onset, before they are born. So it is quite necessary for us to contribute our own, do everything humanly possible to ensure that security problems is a collective issue. Everyone has to contribute, because you can't be outside, you can't just be here and be outside at the same time. Someone outside needs to feed you what is happening for you to be safe. So you equally need to tell someone what is happening here for him to be safe. So even though he said I have little time, considering the time, but I believe the issue of security, like he said, you can take days, weeks, years talking about it without an end. So I wish every one of you will try to keep himself away from being involved in issues of insecurity, because you are not only damaging yourself, like I said, but your entire family, your children, your community, the local government, state, and eventually region or the country. Thank you very much.